Welcome back to Cozy English Corner. It is a bitterly cold Tuesday morning here in Columbus, Ohio. The sky is that heavy, unbroken shade of gray we see from November until April.
That is the perfect way to describe it. When the wind comes straight off the Olentangy River, it cuts right through your coat. You really have to earn your winters in the Midwest.
You absolutely do. I am Alex, and sitting across from me today is Clara. She owns a wonderful independent bakery in the Short North Arts District. Clara, thank you for stepping away from the ovens to join us.
Thank you for having me, Alex. The bakery is peaceful right now. Everyone in Columbus is holding a hot cup of coffee and moving quickly today. It is good to sit down.
Today, we are looking at two very small English words that cause a lot of confusion: make and let. On the surface, it is a simple grammar rule about action.
Right, we use them constantly. My alarm made me wake up. Or, my manager let me leave early. They describe how actions happen.
Yes, but underneath the grammar, these two words reveal how much control we feel we have over our lives. They are words about pressure and freedom.
I never thought about it that way, but you are right. When I say someone made me do something, I am admitting I had no choice.
Exactly. Let us establish the basic rule first for our listeners. We use make when one person forces, strongly causes, or requires someone else to do something.
And let is the opposite. We use let when someone gives permission or allows an action to happen.
There is a strict grammar structure here. After both make and let, we use the base verb. We do not use the word to.
So I say, the bank made me pay a late fee. I do not say, the bank made me to pay.
Correct, and that is a very common mistake. Many English learners want to put to in the middle of the sentence because it feels natural in their native language.
It is hard to unlearn. You just have to memorize the sound of it. She let me leave, not she let me to leave.
Now, Clara, I want to go deeper. Beyond the grammar, make is a heavy word. In modern adult life, there are invisible forces making us do things.
I understand exactly what you mean. As a small business owner here in Columbus, the rising cost of ingredients makes me raise my prices, even when I hate doing it.
That is a perfect, painful example. You did not choose to raise prices. The economic environment forced the action. The reality of the market made you do it.
Yes, and financial fear is another big one. The fear of credit card debt makes me wake up at 3 in the morning and check my accounting software.
That right there is the unsaid reality for so many people. We often teach make using simple examples like, my mom made me eat vegetables. But adult life is much harder.
Adult life is entirely about what our responsibilities make us do. The mortgage makes us stay in jobs we dislike. The pressure to look successful makes people hide their real struggles.
There is a fascinating study from the field of cognitive linguistics regarding this. It measures how the words we choose actually change our brain chemistry.
Wait, really? Our grammar changes our chemistry?
Yes, researchers found that when people consistently use language lacking agency, like the situation makes me or my boss makes me, their bodies release higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone.
Because they feel trapped. The language itself reminds their brain that they have no control.
Exactly. Conversely, when people reframe their sentences to take ownership, their stress response decreases. Instead of saying, my debt makes me work late, saying, I choose to work late to clear my debt lowers cortisol.
That is incredible. It means grammar is not just about passing an English test. It is a psychological tool. If we overuse the word make, we paint ourselves as victims.
Which brings us to the word let. If make is about pressure, let is about permission. And permission is something adults deeply struggle with.
That is the absolute truth. We often focus on what other people let us do. My clients let me change the meeting time. But we forget about letting ourselves do things.
What is something you find difficult to let yourself do, Clara?
Rest. Pure, unproductive rest. When I close the bakery on Mondays, I immediately start doing paperwork. I do not let myself sit on the couch and just exist. I feel guilty.
That guilt is so common, especially here in the Midwest. There is a culture of relentless hard work. If you are not exhausted, you feel like you are failing.
Exactly. The culture makes us equate exhaustion with value. So saying, I'm going to let myself sleep in tomorrow, feels like a radical act of rebellion.
I want our listeners to practice this mentally. I want you to construct a sentence right now. Think of one thing your anxiety makes you do and one thing you need to let yourself do.
I will give an example. My insecurity makes me check my phone for new reviews every hour, but I need to let myself disconnect after 8 p.m.
That is a beautiful, correctly structured sentence. Notice she said, makes me check and let myself disconnect. No to before the action verb.
It feels good to identify it clearly. Let us talk about another side of make. We also use it for emotional reactions, right? Not just actions.
Yes, we do. Make is incredibly common for expressing how things affect our internal state. For example, the gray winter skies make me feel isolated.
Or, watching Ohio State football makes the whole city feel united. It is hard to explain to people who do not live here, but on a game day, the atmosphere completely changes.
It certainly does. The energy shifts. In those sentences, the subject, the weather, the football game, is the cause. Your emotion is the result. Make bridges the two.
So, if a listener wants to express sadness, they could say, being far from my family makes me miss home.
Exactly. And notice the grammar again. Makes me miss, base verb. What about let in everyday conversation? People use it constantly without realizing it.
I hear it all the time with customers. Let me pay for that, or let me check my schedule. It sounds polite, almost like offering help.
Yes. Phrases like let me know, let me think, or let me see are permanent fixtures in spoken English. They soften the conversation. They create space.
If a customer asks for a cake I have never baked before, I say, let me look into that. It buys me time without sounding aggressive.
That is highly strategic. It is much better than saying, I need to check. Let me look into that invites them into the process. It builds trust.
So, make builds walls and creates force, while let opens doors and creates space. I love thinking about language this way.
It changes how you interact with the world. Let us test our listeners with a quick correction exercise. Clara, I will say a sentence that is incorrect. You tell us why.
I am ready. I hope my coffee is kicked in enough for this.
Sentence 1. My landlord made me to sign a new lease.
The mistake is the word to. It should just be the base verb. My landlord made me sign a new lease.
Spot on. Sentence 2. The heavy rain let the roof leak.
That sounds completely unnatural. Rain does not give permission. Rain is a force. It should be, the heavy rain made the roof leak.
Brilliant distinction. The meaning dictates the word choice. Let us try one more. I am not going to let my fear to stop me.
Again, remove the to. The correct sentence is, I am not going to let my fear stop me. That is actually a great sentence to live by.
It is. And the beauty of mastering this grammar is that you can articulate these complex internal struggles accurately. When you remove the to, the sentence flows with conviction.
I notice a lot of immigrants and non-native speakers in my bakery struggling to assert themselves. They use passive words because they do not want to sound demanding.
That is a profound observation. Language is tied to identity. If you constantly say, they made me do this, you project a lack of power. Learning to say, I will not let them do this, shifts the dynamic entirely.
It is like putting armor on. I will not let this failure define me. I will not let exhaustion ruin my weekend. It gives the speaker their dignity back.
That is the core of Cozy English Corner. We do not just teach vocabulary, we teach you how to own your voice in a new language. Clara, your insight today has been remarkable.
Thank you, Alex. Honestly, talking through this made me realize a few things about how I manage my own stress. I need to let go of some control.
I think we all do. Especially as the winter sets in and the days get shorter, we have to let ourselves rest without guilt. The snow will fall whether we worry about it or not.
Exactly. Let the winter happen. Don't let it make you miserable.
Beautifully said. To our listeners, your homework today is to look at your life. What is making you stressed? And what is one thing you can let yourself enjoy today?
Write those sentences down. Say them out loud. Make sure you drop the word to after make and let.
Thank you, Clara, for joining us and bringing such warmth from your bakery to the studio. Stay warm out there in the Columbus wind.
I will try my best. Thank you for having me, Alex. It was a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, keep practicing, keep finding your voice, and we will see you next time on Cozy English Corner.